I sign my name in the wrong place. It is a small mistake, the kind that makes me roll my eyes at myself. The release form is on a clipboard slick with disinfectant, and there are two signature lines, one for legal name, one for emergency contact. I put my name on the second line because my brain is already on the idea of ink and pain and the clean thrill of doing something permanent on purpose. The woman at the counter does not correct me. She watches the pen move as if it's the only sound in the room. When I look up, her smile is polite and delayed, like it is arriving from far away. I start to cross it out. Her hand lands on the clipboard, light but firm. The skin on her fingers is stained faintly gray with carbon paper, like she has been handling stencils for years. It is fine, she says, just initial next to it. I do, because it's easier than making a fuss. I tell myself it is nothing, a smog, a clerical thing. Then she turns the clipboard over and slides it into a drawer that clicks shut a little too loud. The click feels like a latch. The shop is narrow and deep, all polished concrete and black shelving. A wall of flash art stares back in crisp lines. Saints, skulls, floral work, animals with eyes too human. There is music, low and slow, something with a heavy bass that makes the glass in the front window vibrate. I chose this place because of the reviews. Oh, and how professional. I chose the time because it is a weekday afternoon, and I want to be in and out before rush hour. The artist comes out from the back. He is tall, sleeves of ink up to his neck, hair pulled back. His hands are gloved already, like he has been working and never stopped. No, he asks. I say it. He repeats it back perfectly, no question in his tone, as if he has known me longer than the last 10 seconds. That is normal. That is what people do. He gestures me toward a chair in a station lit bright as surgery. What are we doing today? A small linework piece, I say, on my inner forearm. I email the reference. He nods, taps a tablet, and brings up the image. Simple, a small shape, a little symbol I have sketched 100 times in the margins of notebooks. Something personal, but not dramatic. He studies it and hums once. Easy enough. Any changes? No, exactly that. He prints the stencil. The printer is behind him on a counter crowded with bottles and paper towels. The machine whirs and spits out a sheet of purple lines. He carries it back like it is delicate. The first time I see it, I think my eyes are playing a trick. The lines are there, my little symbol, but the stencil also shows additional detail around it, fine and precise. Like a background I did not ask for. Tiny letters, tiny numbers, a rectangle with a notch, a set of shapes that look like keys. I laugh once, reflexive. That is not mine. He tilts the paper toward the light. That is what printed. I did not send that. His expression stays calm, but his eyes narrow in a way that makes me feel like I am being measured. We can reprint. He turns and prints again. The second stencil comes out the same. My symbol in the center, clean and familiar. Around it, the same extra details as if the design is insisting on being more than I want. Now that I look closer, the tiny letters are not random. They are my address, down to the unit number I never say out loud because I hate how it sounds. The numbers are my birthday. The rectangle with a notch is the outline of my front door lock plate. My mouth goes dry. That is not possible, I say. He looks at me with the kind of patience people use on customers who are nervous. Sometimes files get corrupted. Sometimes the printer pulls old layers. It happens. He says it like it is normal. Like this is an everyday glitch. I want to see the file, I say. He turns the tablet toward me. My email attachment is right there. My simple symbol. No background. No keys. No address. He flips it back. Oh, it is clean. The stencil is just doing a thing. I stare at the purple paper in his hand. The lines are too sharp to be a smudge. The details are too specific to be random. What is that key shape? I asked. He shrugs. Looks like keys. I swallow. I do not want that part. Then we do not ink it, he says as if that settles it. Stencil just helps placement. We can cut away the extra. He takes scissors and snips the paper, trimming the outer details. His hands are steady. The little extra lines fall into the trash like scraps. He sets the remaining stencil on the counter. My symbol alone. Relief loosens my shoulders. I tell myself I am spiraling over printer noise and purple ink. Then he reaches under the counter and pulls out a ring of keys. It is heavy, old brass and steel, the ring worn smooth. He holds it up like he is showing me something he found. One of these goes to the bathroom, he says. You need it? No, I say. I am fine. My eyes catch on one key. It has no cuts at all. Not worn down. Not filled in. Just blank. A smooth edge like it was never finished. Like a key-shaped piece of metal pretending. I cannot stop staring. He notices. That one is nothing, he says. What do you mean nothing? He drops the keys onto the counter. The blank key lands with the same sound as the others. Metal on laminate. Ordinary. Old key from an old lock, he says. Does not open anything anymore. It is a simple explanation, but it does not match what I'm seeing. A key that opens nothing usually still has cuts. This is uncut, untouched, like it was made to fit a lock that does not exist yet. I look away on purpose. He cleans my forearm with cold alcohol. The smell is sharp, medicinal, and it brings me back into my body. Any allergies? He asks. No. He presses the stencil to my skin. The paper is damp and cool, and his gloved fingers smooth it down with gentle pressure. When he peels it away, the purple outline is there. My symbol. I exhale. Then I see it. A faint ghost of the trimmed details still clings to my skin, barely visible, like the ink soaked through the paper and found me anyway. My address in tiny letters, pale but readable if I tilt my arm under the light. The little key shapes, the rectangle of my lock plate. I pull my arm back. That is still there. He looks, expression unchanged. Stencil residue. We can wipe it. He wipes with alcohol. My symbol stays crisp. The extra details fade, but but not fully. They smear and then reappear, like they are underneath my skin instead of on top. I feel heat prickling along my forearm. I do not want this, I say. I think I should reschedule. His voice stays calm. You already checked in. If you leave now, I still have to charge the deposit. That is fair. That is policy. That is the kind of thing that makes people stay when they should walk. My phone buzzes in my pocket. I glance down. A voicemail notification. No missed call. Just a voicemail. New. Timestamped 1 minute ago. I did not hear my phone ring. My pulse stutters. I tap it open without thinking. The speaker icon glows, and my own voice fills the shop. Hey, it is me, my voice says, casual, slightly breathy the way it is when I am trying to sound relaxed. I am here. I am doing it. If I freak out, do not let me leave, okay? I am not kidding. Do not let me leave. The message ends with a small laugh that is exactly mine, down to the little hitch at the end. My stomach drops so hard I feel it in my throat. I stare at the phone as if it might show me a face. I did not send that. I whisper. The artist looks at me. Everything okay? I put the phone to my ear again and replay it. The same. My own voice telling someone not to let me leave. My hands start to sweat. I check the voicemail details. Unknown number. The woman at the counter is watching from the front, her posture too still. When our eyes meet, she looks away like she is giving me privacy. I stand up too fast. The chair squeaks. I need to go out. The artist steps back, not blocking me, but his tone shifts into something softer, more convincing. You are just anxious. Ugh, breathe. We have not even started. I am leaving, I say. And then my voice says it again, from somewhere behind the wall. I am leaving, my voice repeats. Perfect. Same pitch, same urgency. I freeze. The shop is not big. There's the front counter, the stations, the back hallway with a closed door. The sound comes from that hallway, muffled like someone is standing just out of sight, speaking into the wall. The artist does not react. He does not even blink. My heart begins to pound in a steady, sick rhythm. I take a step toward the front door. From the hallway, my voice speaks again, closer this time, like it is following along behind the drywall. Do not let me leave. The woman at the counter lifts her chin slightly, listening, like she is hearing instructions. I did not say that, I say, louder. My voice answers from the hallway. I did not say that. A cold sweat breaks across my back. I turn to the artist. Who is back there? No one, he says, but my voice says from the hallway, no one. The mimicry is flawless. Not a parody. Not a recording played through a tinny speaker. It has depth. It has breath. It has the soft consonants I make when I am trying not to sound scared. I grip my phone. My fingers are clumsy. I open the camera and aim it at the hallway. The screen shows the closed door at the end, the dim strip of light under it. Then, on my screen only, a shadow moves across the floor. A silhouette passes in front of a light gap. Oh, deliberate. I swing my gaze up from the screen to the real hallway. Nothing, just the closed door. No movement, no sound. I look back at the screen. The shadow is still there, lingering, as if someone is standing just behind the door. My voice comes again, right at the door now, gentle like a friend trying to calm me. Come here, my voice says. It is okay. Come here. I back away until my shoulder hits the station chair. The artist finally moves, not toward the hallway, but toward the counter. He reaches for the ring of keys. The keys jingle softly. He separates one and holds it up between his fingers. It is the blank one. I need you to sit back down, he says. We finish what you started. I swallow. That key does not open anything. He smiles, small and thin. It opens what it needs to. The woman at the counter picks up her phone. She does not dial. She just holds it to her ear, listening. Then, from the speaker in her hand, my voice speaks again. I am here, my voice says. I am doing it. The woman nods once, like she is receiving confirmation. I feel trapped in a loop made out of my own sound. I step toward the door anyway. I reach for the handle. It does not move. There is no visible lock on the inside, just a simple handle and a deadbolt above it that should not be engaged. I twist harder. The metal is cold and stubborn. My voice whispers from the hallway, almost tender. You signed. I spin around. I signed the wrong line. My voice answers from the hallway. You signed the wrong line. The artist walks slowly, keys in hand, toward the back hallway. He does not look at me while he goes. He looks at the door at the end, the one my camera sees shadows behind. He speaks without raising his voice. It is just placement. It is just a mark. People always think they know what they asked for. I press my back to the front door, useless handle under my palm. I try to keep my voice steady. Call the police. The woman at the counter smiles apologetically. We cannot have that kind of disruption. From her phone, my voice says, we cannot have that kind of disruption. My ears ring. I look down at my forearm. The faint extra stencil details are darker now, not purple smudge. Ink like bruising under the skin. My address is clear. The outline of my lock plate is crisp. The tiny key shapes are aligned in a neat row. One key shape is different. It has no cuts. My breath catches. I lift my arm closer to my face. The uncut key shape on my skin has a tiny number beside it, like a label. 37. My throat tightens. I glance around the shop, suddenly aware of how many framed photos line the walls. Not just flash art, but heel tattoos, forearms and ankles and ribs. I never paid attention to the background of those photos. I thought they were just skin and smiles. Now I see, in the corner of one framed picture near the counter, a hand holding a ring of keys. And one key is blank. In another picture, the same ring. In another, the same uncut key. Always present. Always near the tattoo. The artist reaches the back door. He lifts the blank key. There is no keyhole. He presses the smooth edge of the uncut key against against the wood anyway, right where a lock would be. The door clicks. Not a latch, not a hinge. A click like something deep inside the wall just accepted an answer. My phone vibrates again. Another voicemail. I do not open it, but it plays anyway, through my speaker as if my phone has decided it belongs to the room now. My own voice, whispering close, intimate. Hold your arm out, my voice says. Hold it out so it can match. The back door swings inward on silent hinges. The hallway beyond is darker than it should be, as if the light cannot decide to enter. The artist looks back at me for the first time since he started walking. His eyes are flat, almost bored. Sit, he says. From the darkness beyond the open door, my voice says it too, layered perfectly on top of his. Ugh. I look down at my forearm again. The uncut key shape labeled 37 looks raised now, like scar tissue that has always been there, and under it, faint at first then sharpening, a new line begins to appear by itself, as if an invisible stencil is being pressed into my skin. It is not my symbol. It is the outline of a keyhole. The open back door breathes out cold air that smells like the alcohol wipe, only older, like it has been trapped in a drawer for years. My voice comes from inside that darkness, no longer soothing. Do not make me come get you, it says, and the front door handle under my hand finally turns, slowly, on its own, as if someone on the other side is testing it. I am still pressed against the glass when I hear my own voice, right behind my ear, not from the hallway, not from a phone. It speaks my name the way I do when I am alone. I do not dare turn around. The artist lifts the tattoo machine. The motor begins to buzz. On my forearm, the purple lines of my symbol start to darken, sinking into my skin without a needle touching me. The uncut key shape label 37 throbs once, like a pulse. Then the open back door creaks wider, and something inside clears its throat with my voice.